Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I release a legacy video every Friday. Hello everyone, Martin here, back with another legacy video. And today I'm playing a really cool list. It is, as you will have no doubt seen from the title, a take on the old DDFT, which is an abbreviation for Doomsday Fetchland Tendrils. This was a list that was sent to me by Stuart of Legacy Breakfast fame. If you aren't familiar with the Legacy Breakfast podcast, I urge you to go back and there are like tons of episodes reaching pretty far back. It's a British podcast on Legacy and Legacy only, I believe. I don't know that they're doing many episodes these days, but I'm hoping that they're just on a break. It's Stuart and Stuart, Stu and Stu, who do the podcast. But anyways, so Stu is a big Doomsday, what's the word? Buff, a Doomsday buff, like me. We share the love of Doomsday, and Stu sent me this list, which is so for a little bit of context, back in like the I want to say before Sensei's Dividing Top was banned, and years before the printing of Thassa's Oracle, there was a Legacy Doomsday deck. It was the much sort of shrouded in myth, and like people, where there was this sort of aura around the deck that you needed like a 250 IQ to play it. But if you had that, maybe it was secretly the best deck in the format, and probably not so secretly that wasn't true, and it was just actually a pretty clunky but very sort of interesting storm deck to play, basically. It had a line to Tendrils for 20 with like Sensei's Top and Gataxian Probe and like double LED, and it involved like replaying your Sensei's Top kind of thing. Anyways, Sensei's Top was banned, Gataxian Probe was banned, and for a long time no one really played any like, not many people at least would be pursuing this kind of deck. And then with Thassa's Oracle being printed, still not really that many people tried this version or a version of the deck that also had a Tendril Stormkill and wasn't basically the Doomsday deck we know today, which is sort of a base Dimir combo control deck with like Force of Wills and Dazes typically. But the list you see before you, and I should apologize for the fact that my Magic Online client is being excruciatingly slow in loading the card images. This will correct itself as the video goes on, but I'm at my my vacation home and the Wi-Fi here is not so great, and that's why it's taking some time. But I felt like I had to start the recording, so here we are. But basically, so this deck, it is a Doomsday deck, but we're playing only 3 copies in the main deck. So why is that? Well, it's because of Burning Wish. And we have the 4th copy of Doomsday in the sideboard. What we also have is a whopping 4 copies of Empty the Warrens. And I was a little bit sus on this, but Stu convinced me, and I've played 1 league with this list, and I 4-1'd. And I beat Bug Beanstalk twice, and in 3, I think I 2-0'd them in both matches, and in 3 of the 4 games I beat them with Empty the Warrens. It was quite satisfying, and also like felt like they didn't really have an answer. Alright, and also I think Empty the Warrens is just like, it is a pretty, I think it's a card that gets a lot worse as soon as people start sort of angling for it, but I don't think very many people are, if any at all, because I feel like the Epic Storm isn't really, I don't even know if they have an Empty the Warrens in the sideboard as a wish target. They probably do, but I I can't remember the last time I got Empty the Warrens by any deck, and I mean, there are times and places where it's not great. You know, you don't want to empty the warrants with the Nurse's Saga on 2 chapters where they can go get Shadow Spear. But in a lot of spaces, it's pretty cool. And so, what else is going on here? Well, this is a Burning Wish deck, so we have a Wish sideboard. We can sideboard for a Thoughtseize. We can sideboard for Pulverize, which is a sort of an artifact answer, and a Massacre to board sweep. Then there's also the Time Spiral. I debated a bit whether or not that should be Echo of Eons instead. But see, the thing is, Time Spiral, I think, is mostly interesting as this once in a blue moon. You need to storm big, and you have a lot of mana, so you can Doomsday and have 2 Burning Wish cards, like one, maybe 2 in the pile, or 1 in the pile, 1 in your hand, and then double LED. And then you can basically, like, you can Burning Wish twice, like play the LEDs twice, do all that. But if you want to do that, then you need to be untapping your lands. You basically, maybe if you have that much mana, it doesn't matter, but you basically need to be able to cast a Burning Wish, and sacking LEDs in response. You can't, like, because you're drawing 7, there's a chance that you'll be drawing the Burning Wish and not just like a Cycler and then, like, luckily leaving the Burning Wish on top. So the untapping of up to 6 lands is actually pretty relevant off Time Spiral. And it might just never happen. And then, even then, like, Time Spiral, like, you know, Veil of Summer and then Time Spiral is pretty interesting. But then I think Echo of Eons would probably just be better. But yeah, I don't know. It's also pretty cool to be playing Time Spiral. And then I added Galvanic Relay. That wasn't in the list originally, but we talked about it. And I think, like, for the cases where you can put Burning Wish on the stack, and then either by sacking LED or whatever, just if you have 3 mana left and not 4, because 4 gives you Empty the Warrens, which is a lot of the time, like, really excellent. 3 can get you to Doomsday, but maybe it's not like trip black. Maybe it's like red, black, black, or red, black, blue, or whatever. And also, just sometimes you don't want to just, like, Doomsday pass, but Galvanic Relay pass it if it's like Storm for 5 or 6. That's pretty interesting. Okay, I feel like I could go on all day talking about this list. We didn't even touch about, like, it's a proper, like, old school Epic Storm / ANT mana base here. We don't even, like, I don't even have a single basic. We're playing 4 colors, and yeah, like, I do kind of like Personal Tutor as well with the quad LEDs and quad Cyclers, because you can Personal Tutor for a Burning Wish, for instance, and then cycle into it and crack LEDs, which is it didn't come up in the first league I played, but I imagine it could. But yeah, also, of course, we have the Thassa, so most of the time I would imagine we win either by, like, Burning Wishing for empty, or from just casting Doomsday and like winning in quote unquote normal Doomsday circumstances. But okay, I think that's enough. I'm gonna jump into the league. Okay, I'm on the draw for round number 1. We have a no-lander. We have 1 Cycler. We have Dark Ritual Doomsday, which is not nothing, but I think I'm going to mulligan this. Okay, this feels better. Yay, a card image. All the card images. All right, cool. All right, definitely going to keep this. So I'm going to keep and bottom Edge of Autumn. And like, I think one of my best draws here. Oh, this is Currency Converter. Okay, one of my best draws is probably, like, Lotus Petal or Dark Ritual. Brainstorm, okay. Yeah, I'm not really sure what we're up against, but basic swamp into this means most likely there are Urza's Sagas in the deck. And also, it's reasonable to suspect that there might be whatchamacallit, opposition agent. I think I'm actually going to fetch bad lands here and cast Thoughtseize. Like next turn, if we were to go burning, like LED Burning Wish, we then have a whopping 6 mana to play with. So we could just get like Doomsday and then cast Doomsday and then have an LED sitting in play. But we could also, like Empty the Warrens would be for 8 goblins. That's certainly not very exciting. And how does this work? When I discard a card, they can exile it, and then they can tap this to put an exile card into the graveyard. Yada yada yada. Whatever. They might get a treasure, or they might get a 2/2. Okay, so they no wasteland. That's good. They have a shoulder disease, which is whatever. Okay. Well, I mean, that was really not scary at all. It does mean that I'm not interested in Empty the Warrens here because of the saga. They got their 2/2. So I would really love for them not to draw like a discard spell or a Orcish Bowmasters, I guess. Looks like they're just passing. I take 2. I just draw Doomsday. Does that do anything? Probably not, right? So one line here is to just Burning Wish, sack 1 LED, leave the other one in play. I lose my Brainstorm and my Doomsday, and then I get another Doomsday, I cast that, and then I have to cobble together a win from there, which I think I can. If the card they drew is Bowmasters, then that changes things, right? I'm going to be at 7. If they have Bowmasters, let's say they wait until after Doomsday's done resolving, then they ping me down to 6, and then I take 4. I'd be at 3, and I can't really like cast like draw spells, at least only a couple. Okay, but I still think that's the line though, and I'm gonna make a line that sort of banks on them not being able to like kill one of my LEDs here. Okay, so we cast this, and then we sack for black, and yes, I would like to choose. I get Doomsday, and I cast Doomsday. Alright, so if they have Wasteland in their deck and they take my Underground Sea, I can't cast Consider, so I probably am going to want like an Edge of Autumn to draw that, cycle that into Consider, sack the LED, cast, have 2 blue floating, we can put a Street Wraith into the graveyard, and then draw another Street Wraith, which then cycles into Oracle, because they have removal, right? So this loses to Orcish Bowmasters if they have it right now. If they don't have Orcish Bowmasters but they draw it, then I'll be at 5. They'll ping me down to 4, and then I still lose because I'll be drawing 1, 2, 3 cards plus taking 2 from Street Wraith. I'm just trying to work out if there's a way I can beat both like a removal spell, aka like needing to empty my library, and if there's a way I can do that and also not die to Bowmasters. I don't think there is. I guess that would involve Veil of Summer, but I'm not getting to green mana. I think this is the pile I'm making, and let's just see if we are a bit lucky. Alright. Oh no. Oh, okay. They are making, what? Ooh, if they can reanimate that? I guess not. Okay, so oh, that loots, right? So they discard, they draw a card and then discard, and then what happens? I need to read this again. Whenever you discard a card, you may exile it. Okay, so right now they discarded a Badlands, and now that triggers on the stack. And then there's a pay 2 mana and tap to draw, then discard. So that's what they just did. And then there is tap, which they cannot do now because it's tapped. Okay, whatever. Maybe they're looking for a wasteland. Is that it? Okay, there's the marsh flats, the Badlands. Okay, so they have some cards I don't know about. 3 to be exact. Dark Ritual. Okay, please not shoulder it or something. Another converter. Okay. Drawing again. What are we drawing to? Did it play like main deck surgical maybe? That would play here. Alright, so we didn't lose our land. So I think I'll make red here, and I'll sack this. And I'll draw my Consider, which I will cast, and now I am going to... I guess I don't need to do it quite yet, but I am just going to do that. Sack the LED, put Street Wraith into the yard, draw Street Wraith, cycle Street Wraith, and play Thassa. Alright, cool. Okay, so we took game 1 against a sort of mono black Saga Scaminator deck, I would guess. Okay, I'm kind of hoping that they aren't going to be a like they aren't going to have Shadow Spear in the 75 in the 60 they submit in a moment. I don't know that there's a lot I want to. There's a lot that I want to sideboard here. Maybe like if like a resolved Oppo agent would be kind of annoying. I do kind of like the like make 10 or 12 goblins plan versus them. That could be good. I like the Veils. Okay, maybe I'll board in an Abrupt Decay instead of a Duress. Yeah. Because I think like most of the things I would want to discard is probably creatures, though I could be wrong about that. Is there anything else? Would we want like actually hang on. Should I board in maybe like 3 copies of Empty? I think actually I kind of want that. So let's just pivot here. I'm gonna board out the Personal Tutor. That's kind of soft versus the old Oppo agent, anyways, and maybe like the discard isn't that amazing on the draw. Yeah, I like the Veil, obviously the Veils. Yeah, I'll board out 2 Thoughtseizes. Okay, I'm gonna try this. Not really. Maybe like I should be boarding out Cavern of Souls actually. Yeah, I think so. Okay. Well, I mean, this is a hand that is just begging for an Empty the Warrens. I'm gonna keep. They mulligan to 6. Like if I was on the play, this would be amazing. But yeah, like okay, what's this? Oh, it's the Surveil land. Cool. I hope they don't grief me because like even like Ponder find Empty, and I'm still like I'm casting Empty for like 12 goblins. Yeah. Well, we have all the mana in the world. Gross. Do we take this Veil of Summer? No, I don't think we do. I think we can do better. Okay. Even like Burning Wish gets us to a giant empty. Oh no. Okay, well I mean I have the decay for that. Engineered explosives for 0. That's rude. And depending on what happens here, I'm not gonna. Okay, Bowmasters. I'm not gonna like decay the engineered explosives here. Because I can do that on the same turn for an extra storm. Well, let's see. Red mana. What's this? Magus of the Moon. Alright, I'm actually going to decay the, I'm going to decay the engineered explosives, because I can still go off with my Lotus Petals here. Empty or Burning Wish. Empty or Burning Wish. That's not it. Alright, I'm going to pass. It's kind of slipping away from me here, unfortunately. I haven't even seen a discard spell from them yet, which would be quite devastating. It's good to know that they have the main deck answer for goblins in EE. There's grief. Okay. Okay, so they take a petal. They animate it. I lose my second petal. I can't make black. Yeah, alright, I'm just gonna concede. Boo. Let's see what we would have drawn. LED. Alright. Not a lot. I probably just keep it as is. Yeah, I think so. Alright, let's go. Have a good one, please. Well, there's the punish for siding in 3 Empty the Warrens. Yeah, that's a mulligan. Let's keep this. And probably bottom, I think it's one of the ponders. And I'm gonna Polluted Delta pass here. Runs the slight risk of getting gotten by, like if they go land Grief and then I fetch to Veil and then they Dark Ritual Oppo, that's pretty brutal, but alright. Okay, so now I'm gonna Thoughtseize. If they want to Oppo me in response, I can at least fetch. Maybe I should have then played the Delta actually. No, then they just, it doesn't matter in what order. Okay, well, that's a little bit of a blow. Wow, what a hand. This is awful for me. If I take if I take Thoughtseize, then they just next turn or 2 turns from now they have Magus of the Moon, which I can't really beat. If I take any of their creatures, they just reanimate it instantly. And if I take a reanimate, they just they can still Thoughtseize themselves, and yeah, so I have to take the Thoughtseize. And then I'm going to fetch Tropical Island and cast Ponder, and it's about getting a move on here. Oh, if I'd fetched black, yeah. Like Empty the Warrens is not nothing here, but I don't think I can afford to draw the other 2 cards, so I think I have to shuffle. All right. Yeah, that was a really strong hand. Petal is at least some kind of insurance versus the, oh, would you get out of here? Wow. Alright. We're getting a Traxa, it looks like. Do you find grief? You do. Alright, I'm just going to concede. Move on with my life. Tough beats. Alright. Okay, on the play for round number 2. Let's see what we get here. Yeah, I mean, this is interesting. I'm going to keep this, and I'm going to Personal Tutor for Doomsday off of an Underground Sea. The Consider is a little bit awkward. Wait, was that even correct? So next turn I would have 3/5 mana. Yeah, no. I was just gonna say, like, would I have been able to like get some Empty the Warrens action going, but no. So I will Thoughtseize here. Alright. So it is Moonstompy Reanimator? I don't know. What is this? Stingerback Terror, that's that plot thing. Dead Gone. Luca. 5-mana Planeswalker. So this is this looks like Moonstompy, but then there's an Archon of Cruelty. I'm not really sure I understand. Alright. I'm taking the Blood Moon. And then I'm casting Dark Ritual Doomsday. Okay, and they're just conceding. They know what's coming. Alright, that's fortunate for me. They don't know. I think, obviously, this is just a league, and I know I get, like, sometimes people just... I do that too, like, where you're just like, okay, settle at breakfast, I don't even want to see it, just concede, get to the next game. But, you know, if you're serious about, like, being competitive or whatever, you should look at the deck. Like, they're not gonna know that we're sort of a Burning Wish deck. So, then again, you know, whatever, it probably won't even matter. Again, I kind of dig Empty the Warrens here in the main deck. I think the Veil of Summer. Oh, they showed us the Archon. Should I expect Grief out of the fucking? I'm sorry, out of the Blood Moon deck? I don't know. I'm gonna take out the Veil of Summer. I'm gonna also take out. Yeah, I'm gonna take out a Duress and then a Cabal Ritual, and then submit this. I think. We have the Pulverize to go get if they go all like Chalice for 1, Chalice for 0. This is some number of goblins at some point. I'm gonna keep, but I'm not in love with the hand. See, they might go Chalice for 1. No, they're just passing. Alright, cool. Petal? No, okay. Ponder, I'm not going to complain about. I'm going to, like, oh, I think Lotus Petal is my best find here. So, should we roll the dice? Like, if they have a Blood Moon, you'd have to assume that they kept this hand on the strength of something. So I'd be kind of surprised if they don't go Soul Land into Lockpiece. In which case these cards aren't really doing it. But then what else am I doing with this hand if I just shuffle? Am I just hoping and praying for a Lotus Petal? Because Lotus Petal lets me, like, at least make some goblins under a Blood Moon. I think I'm gonna not shuffle these. I'm gonna draw the Underground Sea, and there's Ancient Tomb, Trinisphere. Okay. That's not great. Not gonna lie, but we do have 3 lands, and if we could get to 4 lands, we could. I guess we don't even need to do that. We can just cast Doomsday next turn if they don't make him. Oh, they have the moon too. Wow. Okay. I think yeah, I think I'm just gonna concede. My answer to the Blood Moon is the Boseiju in my hand. So maybe I shouldn't have conceded so quickly. Like if we were to draw one of our petals, but we would also need to draw land first. Yeah, stupid thing. Alright, probably board in the 3rd discard spell on the draw. Or sorry, on the play. And... not really sure what the cut is. Maybe one of the MTs. Oh, maybe that's wrong. I still do think that, like, Empty the Warrens is a pretty valid thing that they're not going to be able to beat very often, like an early MT for 8 or 10. So this has an MT and has a free spell and a ritual, but it's the wrong ritual, and it has like 2 clunkers, the 2 double blue spells here. I'm gonna mulligan this. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm gonna keep here, but I'm not in love with this. Yeah, we're really getting to see what it's like to be this kind of a greedy mana base versus like a moon deck. They mulled to 6 as well. All right, well let's cycle the Street Wraith. There's Burning Wish. All right, I'm gonna get I think I get Underground Sea here in case I find, I guess, Abrupt Decay. I don't think getting to red mana is... Ooh, wow, they Monkey Blast this? That's pretty interesting. If they have like another guide and an Ancient Tomb. Oh, is this Chalice? Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's obviously also pretty strong, but currently no 1-drops in her hand. Well, there is one. Obviously. And now I can't really fetch the Undercity Sewers here because I need red mana eventually, I guess. Huh. Okay, I'm gonna, I guess, fetch then. And get the Undercity Sewers and get my Surveil. Yeah, that can go into the graveyard. Ideas Unbound. Okay. Personal tutor. Okay, well, we have a line that is Burning Wish for Pulverize and then sack 2 of my mountains. But that would kill the Chalice. That would basically cost me 3 cards, which is... Okay, so the Stinger back thing is coming next turn. Wow, yep. So what happens if I find a Lotus Petal? Second Blood Moon, and then the Stinger back thing, and it's a 6/6. That's pretty good. If I were to find a Lotus Petal, I could then, like, Cabal Writ. I think I should have been casting the Ponder when I had the chance, just into the Chalice to get closer to Threshold. Not sure it would have mattered, but... Okay, so they found something they couldn't play. Maybe that Planeswalker. And I'm just... whatever. Yeah. Take another 5. It's probably my last turn. Yeah. I'm just gonna make them draw something that they can cast. Yeah, there's a Petal. Alright, concede. I guess actually they would need to cast 2 things, but they would have 5 mana now. I'm not sure what they would have in their hand that's 5 mana that they can't cast. Maybe that Shatter Skull, whatever. No, but they could cast that, so yeah. Alright, tough start. Let's go to round number 3. Alright, on the draw with a pretty spicy hand here, so let's keep this. Ancient Tomb. Grim Monolith, okay. So this is likely a Force of Will deck. But if it isn't, or if they don't have it, I mean, I'm gonna cast I am gonna cast Dark Ritual Doomsday here. It's a 2 for 2 if they have the Force. Okay, it looks like they don't. So I'm gonna just make the Pilot wins here, so I guess actually, you know what I should have done? Yeah, I should have cast the Cabal Ritual as well, because seeing as I have the Consider in hand, I could have put like a Duress in there, and I could have actually snuck in a discard spell. That's a pretty big miss on my part. Yeah, see, I'm just gonna like show what it would have looked like. So this is the pile. So we put Thassa on the bottom with the Edge of Autumn on top. Then we cycle into Brainstorm. Well, I'll show you. So imagine right now if we had a black mana floating. We wouldn't have the Cabal Writ, obviously. But so we cast the Brainstorm. We put back the Underground Sea and the Consider. And then we like Thoughtseize them, and then, yeah, so. But I missed that line. So we just have to hope they aren't like just bluffing here and have the Force. It's like a I think the correct play is, if you have the force, is to aim it at the first Doomsday, because you don't know if the person is just like, if you don't do it and keep your force, the Doomsday player can just make a pile that waits one turn and then wins through Cavern of Souls. But the counterpoint to that is that I think most Doomsday players, if it's game one and their opponent um, doesn't fight over the first Doomsday, then they're gonna assume that they can't fight and that they're safe. You know what I mean? So that's interesting. All right, we have won all game ones, and we have. Let's see if the history is going to repeat itself here. Grim Monolith typically doesn't come anymore. That is, with like lock pieces. It used to be the case that the only like real Grim Monolith deck I knew of was like called Mud, and was this horrible, cruel, evil Lodestone Golem, Chalice of the Void, Trinisphere deck. But now it's typically like a Mystic Forge. It might be a Karn deck. It could be a Karn deck. And I don't really have an answer to Karn except to discard him. But I'm going to board in these two like permanent removers. And I'm going to board out 2 copies of Veil. I'm going to board in 1 copy of MT, and the other copy of Veil can go out. And then maybe 1 copy of Cabal Ritual and another copy of MT. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, right? You'll notice I've boarded in Empty the Warrens in each round, and I've lost all post-board games so far. Let's, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna keep this. This seems reasonable. I do still expect for this to be like a blue-based artifact deck with like the 1 ring and stuff. Ponder even. Ponder with Grim Monolith. Now that's something I don't think you see all that often. Wonder what this is. It could be like sort of a Days on Doing kind of deck, Hull Breacher type deck. Ooh, yeah. This looks like we're going echoing. No? Okay. Interesting. There's Doomsday. So I think I'm gonna Thoughtseize here. Off of Underground Sea. Yeah. Hope they don't have like I think. Oh, okay. What's this? Defense Grid. That's an interesting thing to play against me. But they probably, like our last opponent, assume that I'm a Force of Will deck. So I'm gonna take the Force. They're like a mana, well, they're a soul land away from like drawing 2 cards with the paradoxical outcome. Do I play out my artifacts here in case they rip an Echo? But are they even an Echo deck? Well, the LED would suggest it, but I don't know. Now, this is also probably a deck where Empty the Warrens is not so good. In the sense that, well, okay, so drew a second LED, cool. Like, they are likely a deck that will win sort of in 1 turn. Okay, well, I mean, I guess we can cast, unimpeded, we can cast this Doomsday. Which I am going to do. I'm going to fetch a second Underground Sea, I think, because I think we want to be able to cast like a blue spell after, yeah. Unfortunately, we don't have a Cycler in hand. If we did, we would have just won. Okay, let's get the Cavern. I think that's relevant this time. Although, like, their defense grid is not doing them a lot of favors. Okay. What else? I guess a Cycler. Ideas Unbound seems pretty good. Maybe just some more Cyclers in case they like Surgicalist or something and shuffle the deck. Okay, so we draw Cycler. We cycle it into Ideas Unbound, crack LED. And then we draw Cavern, Thassa, and second Cycler. We have a blue mana floating from the LED. I think I like this. Like the Cycler, the Street Wraith is going to be a blank here. Or I guess maybe it's going to be the Edge of Autumn that's the blank. Maybe I also put Cavern on the bottom. Yeah. I'm going to cast the LED here. Alright. So they have a paradoxical outcome. So if they draw Ancient Tomb, they can draw a bunch of cards. But there's a tension between their LEDs. Okay, they did. Okay, so they target everything. They draw 4 cards here. Can't do anything to stop that. And now, like, their defense grid is no longer there. So if they draw force, they can like force the Ideas Unbound. Do I have a way around this? Like, if I'm going to draw. Well, we'll see. We might not get the turn. They could also have like. Oh, they're just passing. All right, let's see. We have 3 cards that can draw a card this in our hand, and only 2 go on the stack. I think I'm actually. So can we get to Thassa plus Cavern? I think we can, right? We consider away the Ideas Unbound. If they fight over the consider, then like there's a limit to the amount of forces they could have drawn, right? 2 of their cards in the hand is Defense Grid and what was it, Chrome Mox? Yeah. So they would have had to have drawn like force, blue, blue, which is not impossible, but not that likely. But anyways, let's say they have 1 force. We cast Consider it. If they don't counter it, we bin Ideas Unbound. We draw the Edge of Autumn, and then we cast Ponder. We don't even need to cast Ponder, but we just have the 2 cyclers. Yeah, let's try that. Okay, that can go away, and then we just win. Let's cycle Street Wraith, hold priority, cycle Edge of Autumn, also hold priority, and sack. We don't even need to sack the LED. That's funny. Okay, yay, we're on the board. On the play for round number 4, I'm going to keep. And then I'm going to buy you Duress, because I think that's the one that gives off the least amount of smoke signals. Because the next turn we can like Underground Sea Petal Doomsday. I'm gonna take the forest, but we are gonna get wastelanded, unfortunately. No Delver player in the history of Delver players doesn't wasteland there. Do I cycle Street Wraith first? No, I think I ponder. Don't want to cycle Street Wraith into an unknown bad card. Those are all pretty bad cards right now. So is the second Doomsday. Alright, I'm gonna just pass here. So now they get to Dragon's Rage Chandler and Bauble. They're about to have 3 unknown cards in their hand, which is a little bit scary. Because any one of them could be like a force, but you know, can't play too scared here. So there's the Badlands they knew we were drawing at. I'm going to cycle here. I'm not going to play into a Daze if I don't have to. And I am going to fetch or play the Fetchland here because it lets me surveil. So I'm really hoping to dodge Wasteland here. It also is a bit of a problem here. If they ponder, their DRC is going to be delirious, and the beats are going to be on, and like passing, like Doomsday Pass is a little bit rough. Oh, it's also rough they had the Wasteland here. Alright, there's the ponder. So it's a bit of a bummer. I've basically not been a Burning Wish deck at all in this league so far, I feel like. we did win a game, I think, when we Burning Wished for Doomsday, but not for anything else. Oh no, I clicked through. I was gonna surveil. Do I just wanna like make them daze me here, and then next turn I can cast another Doomsday, but there probably won't be a next turn. Yeah, I think I do. Okay, at least it's a force. Force pitch what? Okay, force pitch brainstorm, so they have the Murktide now. Probably coming next turn. Which basically means I'm dead, I think. Because it's going to be a... They can make it a 6/6. They don't have that many instances or sorceries, but I'll be at 11. If they make it a 6/6, then their DRC is going to be a 1/1 again. They can make it a 5/5 and have like a 5/5 and an 8/8. In either case, I can't like Doomsday pass. Yep, there we go. They do make it a 6/6. So now they have 7 power. Could they have had 4 or 8? I mean, they could, right? But they might just have like an instant to cast next turn anyway, so probably won't matter. Oh, that's close. That is close. So they have lightning bolt, then I am gone, I think. And if they, let's say just say they don't have lightning bolt, they attack me for 7, I'm at 4. And the Street Wraith is gone either way. Like post Doomsday, I might as well use it now if I hit Brainstorm. Alright, I'm going to pass. There is a world where they can't cast a spell next turn that grows the DRC. They beat me down to 7. And then I draw like Edge of Autumn or Brainstorm, but no. Okay. Yeah, because this Pondered grows, like makes the DRC lethal. It makes it a lethal attack, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so for sideboarding here, we want 3 copies of Empty the Warrens, and that's probably it. Don't think I want, like, I'm not going to be abrupt decaying anything. So what is cuttable here? It's probably like Personal Tutor. And maybe, I don't know, I was going to say maybe a couple all ritual, but like you do kind of want rituals to go with empty. What is the cut? Like maybe a Street Wraith, like the 2 life might be a bit rough. And maybe, yeah, then 1 Cabal Writ. Alright, let's try this. So we showed them Street Wraith, and like we showed them a weird mana base for regular Doomsday, but they probably can figure out that we're a Doomsday deck. Yeah, that's almost, that is a little bit interesting, but ultimately not. So I'm gonna mulligan, and I guess I'll keep here. I'll ship the Cavern of Souls, and what's the play here? I really feel like I've lost to Wasteland, and I have lost to like moon effects. It does really beg the question if this mana base should have like a basic island and a basic swamp, kind of like the A&T lists of old, and how that would impact it. Like if there is a way to get away with playing the full 4 colors, or if we potentially should just get away from green and say that we can handle it without the Veils of Summer. But anyways, that's something to talk about in a bit. I think for the time being, I'm going to start out by cycling the Street Wraith. It's Doomsday. That's interesting. I'm going to pass here. But yeah, I feel like it is it certainly feels a little bit rough right now. There's a Delver. Okay. So I'm gonna cast Consider here off of Underground Sea. And I'll take the Volcanic Island. So the question is, do I like this Lion's Eye Diamond in my hand? It's not really very good with the Doomsday, but it is probably pretty good otherwise. But I think I am gonna brainstorm here. The reason I asked the question was if you like your whole hand, maybe you're not really into the market of casting brainstorm rather than ponder. But I think I am actually going to. I'm actually going to put away LED and no, actually, hang on. This might seem crazy, but I'm going to put away Doomsday here. And I think one of the lands, probably the. I was going to say probably the Bayou. The thing is, I want to cast another Ponder right now, and I want to have access to black mana as well. But I also want to have access to red mana, so I might actually just need to keep all my lands here. And this is going to fetch Tropical Island, probably. I think I will take these. It certainly promises a lot for the future. How about you don't flip the Delver? Also, how about it's not a wasteland that you just drew? Yeah, it's a wasteland. See, whenever a Delver player has a wasteland on turn 2, they always attack first, and then they play their wasteland. Let's see if my bullshit meter is correct. Another Delver, huh? Yeah, there it was. Well, boo fucking who. Let's do I ponder into a daze here? I don't think so. I think I'm gonna ponder off of Underground Sea. I mean, like, I think I actually have to toss these cards. Because I think like I need some protection here. I need a Veil of Summer or a Thoughtseize because I feel like they probably have. Oh, that was lucky. They had no flips. I feel like they probably have like a Force of Will. Okay, still not making their land drops. Does that mean another Wasteland? Yeah, you scoundrel. I think I'm gonna brainstorm end of turn here. There are the cards I wanted, both Business and Veil, but I'm getting Wastelanded now, so I think I'm gonna probably draw the Veil, and then let's see what they Wasteland here. Which color are you more afraid of? Wow, no Wasteland. But then does it even matter? So we have 1, 2, 3, 5, 8 mana. We need I think we have enough mana to at least we could go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 goblins. But then is that enough? If we make 10 goblins, then if we make 10 goblins and then they flip their Delver, where does that leave us? And why didn't they wasteland us? Are they like playing for an what's the Seek the Beast thing? That seems wildly surprising. Alright, we can't cast Ponder. The only way casting Ponder doesn't sort of cost us the turn is if we find exactly Lotus Petal. So I think I am going to start off with casting Dark Ritual here. Let's see if they want to fight over that. I'm gonna Veil in response, and maybe we'll die on that hill. I'm gonna Veil now. Let's see if this gets something out of them. And we can handle a daze because we're gonna have 1 mana to spare. Here's 4 mana plus 3, that's 7. Okay, I just saw like paying cost and then it went away. So I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to wait with the Veil, but Okay, they're seeking the beast. Yes, please build that storm. What was exiled? Ponder and brainstorm. Okay. Unfortunately, seek the beast is not a red spell, but it did mean one more batch of goblins. This is a goblin's turn, right? So now, because now nothing can be countered, we're gonna have 7 mana, 5 after Burning Wish. I think, unfortunately, it has to be. So, where does this leave us? They're gonna flip their Delvers. They can brainstorm that they just exiled in their upkeep, and if they do that, I'm gonna be at 7. Then I attack for 12. But if they can then like make any flying creature, then I'm just dead. But I still think I don't know that there's like I have an alternative. All right, let me just for good measure have a look here. I mean, I'm not getting Massacre here. Time Spiral is too expensive. Get the Tendrils, but not enough Storm. Yeah, I am just getting an Empty the Warrens. Okay. So let's sack this for red. Get the Empty and unfortunately probably still lose, but we will see. Wonder what's in their hand. Did they just not have like a counterspell? In that case, I could have cast Doomsday like a couple of turns ago, but here comes the brainstorm. Yeah. Okay. So if they find Bolt here, I think we're just dead. I would have to rip my Duress. Let's see. If I rip a Burning Wish here, is there anything meaningful to take? Probably not, right? Alright. Let's see. So they reveal Force of Negation. Well, I mean, that's not Lightning Bolt, at least. Surgical on Brainstorm. Ah, it's a shuffle. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to take that as good news that they didn't have a Lightning Bolt. Let's see. Well, they have another land here, so if they found the Bolt, then it's all good for them. They have to attack here. There is no sort of other thing that could work. They can play their questing druid here, but that doesn't, I think, change things in a meaningful way. All right, they're making moves. Ponder. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, they shuffle. Okay, so they are, I think, digging pretty hard for a bolt. Let's hope they didn't find it. I have a brainstorm. Okay, I'm gonna cast that. Thassa's Oracle, it doesn't really matter. Cast second brainstorm in case the duress is sort of the third card down. Was not. Let's just attack here with everything. And hope and pray. I don't know if they would have all 4 bolts. Yay! They concede. Wow. I guess they didn't find it. And I guess their hand is just like probably reactive spells. Okay, we're on the board. Versus Delver, I mean. Now for the tricky game 3. Do I change anything here? I mean, I was a little bit sad that I couldn't find, like, that I didn't have the decay in my deck during this last sort of this last sort of run here, because that could have, like, top decking a decay would have actually made a big difference here, but I'm just going to resubmit. We also have to remember they didn't flip Delvers for, like, was it 2 or 3 flips? So we did get a little bit lucky. Yeah, I'm going to keep this. They mulligan to 6. I'm going to keep. They found 6 they liked. That kind of makes me want to just play the sewers here. I feel like they have a pyroblast. Let's put this into the graveyard. They do the same. Or not really. Much better to do that. End of turn. Keep open your mana. That's just how it goes. We still draw Polluted Delta. That's annoying. Okay, I'm gonna play, and let me see if they have that Pyroblast. We have more Ponders. Ooh. Okay. So that's pretty good. Kind of want all of these cards. Does they have more? More Surveil? No, I didn't think so. Probably Seeking the Beast. Yep. Surgical. Oh no! They could surgical my Ponder? I wonder if I'm supposed to like brainstorm before they can draw. I think I actually am. This is a pretty big tell about what I have in my hand, but let's oh, I should oh no. Oh, I should have gotten a tropical island. That was a punt. They could have days if they have it. They have it. It means I'm not drawing the Dark Ritual, but they're going to surgical me anyways next turn. They surgical the Ponder. Wow, what an ice cold read. Yeah, you got me. So in the card economy part of things, that kind of sucks, but yeah, is what it is. Let's see if they also daze this. Okay, they didn't. Oof, that is not bad. What? Depends on how many things are in their hand. Okay, I'm gonna put back the volcanic island and the polluted delta. Yeah, and then I'm gonna pass. Okay, you have a Chenandler. Enjoy not having one of my lands wastelanded, but I think I can also survive it. It's not wasteland. Alright, so I am gonna Thoughtseize here. Let's see what we're working with. Daze, Bolt, Brainstorm. Okay. Well, I'm gonna take a Daze, and I'm gonna just confidently play out these LEDs. Then I'm gonna fetch, I guess, I'm gonna fetch a Bayou, or I guess a Trop. Play out my Petal. I'm gonna cycle a Street Wraith. I'd love to hit Veil here. Okay. This is when they brainstorm, I guess. And they get 4 looks at Force of Will here. Polluted Delta was on top of their deck. That's done resolving. That kind of resolved pretty quickly. I'm a little bit worried that they found what they were looking for. But I think I kind of have to make my move here. Yeah. Oh. Well, we can sack only 1 LED. I know we have 6 mana here. We could also like go for Doomsday, but I think I'd rather. Yay! They conceded. So they weren't happy with the prospects of dealing with 14 goblins. Empty the warrants. All right. Final round, chance to end up with a positive record. We're on the draw, but we get a pretty sweet hand. Gonna keep. This is like a turn 1 Doomsday with Thoughtseize. If we don't get discarded, if we have the Doomsday taken from us, our hand doesn't do a whole lot, but like any business spell we would draw, be that another Doomsday or Burning Wish, kind of like sets this hand off. And that's a scrub land, which probably means grief. Yep. Grief Pitch Reanimate. That either means they have a second Reanimate or they didn't have any other black spell, I would assume. Oh, it's Ephemerate. So they have spent 3 cards right now. They get to keep 1 of them in play, and now they get to take 2 of my cards. and then next turn the ephemerate thing rebound or whatever it is, so they get to take a third. That's pretty strong. Okay, they took Thoughtseize. Okay, how about a Burning Wish? I'll take a Consider, I guess. I'm gonna cast it now. If I find Doomsday, I will just Doomsday. Oh, that's just... Oh, what a heartbreak. No! I think I just put this in the graveyard, hope to draw a mediocre card, and then find another Burning Wish. Yeah. Oh, that was so gross. Stupid scam. So now they probably take my LED. I think that's at least what I would take here. And then, let's see what their last two cards. 3, I guess, is... Oof, Wasteland. Yikes. Okay. I think I play this Petal. I don't know. Like, if they discard me, am I supposed to Veil of Summer? I don't know. I don't even know. Land? Okay, land is good. Somehow we're still playing here. I don't know if they probably are an Opposition Agent deck, but I don't know if they also play Dark Ritual alongside the Wastelands. Certainly not impossible, but also... Oh, gross. Well, I mean, I only have non-basics, so not gonna fetch EOT. Not gonna play out my Volcanic here. So they're just killing my Petal. I think I'm gonna have to just let that happen. I could have cycled the Veil of Summer in response, but I think I'd rather not do that. Maybe that was a mistake. I'm not sure. I guess I will float a land here. Yeah, Wasteland. I could fetch Undercity Sewers right now, but then that runs the risk of like if I find Burning Wish, I can't even cast it anymore. And I'm rapidly running out of time. Like I can't even Doomsday pass anymore if I intend to fetch here. They bin Bowmasters. I guess that means they... Ah, okay. That way around. Yeah. I could Veil of Summer right now. Maybe I will do that. And just avoid the ping, and they don't... I guess they do get the army here because they just target themselves. Yeah, this wasn't really very close. And remember the hand I had? Wow, if I'd been on the play. But I wasn't on the play, so no real point in in pointing that out. Okay. And we drew the Ponder, so that's obviously excellent. And there was the Burning Wish. Is there a way out of this? I Ponder, I take 1, go to 6. They have 2, 3, 6. So no. If I don't, I take 5. And then what? How does this end with me not losing? I don't think it does. I'm just going to concede. Yeah, this is where, like, being a normal Storm deck, you know, if we had drawn our business spell there, like, because even if I have the mana, like, the Burning Wish right now just does nothing. I can't, like, I couldn't even go for Time Spiral because they have Bowmasters. Yeah, it's a problem. Okay. Not really sure how to approach this. They have main deck Pest Control. They're not going to board all of them out because Pest Control is just on its face pretty good versus like the Mana Rocks. And they saw Burning Wish, so they can safely assume that there is at least the chance of Empty the Warrens. I could board in an Abrupt Decay to answer like a Bowmasters. I think that's probably it. Oh no! I have Massacre. Then they are a white deck. Dang. Okay. Yeah, that was a mistake. I just hit submit. I should definitely be boarding in Massacre. Massacre is actually seems pretty sick versus them. So maybe I'm not even supposed to board it in. Maybe I'm just supposed to, like, I have de facto 4 copies here, so maybe that's actually just, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. I wasn't even thinking about Massacre last game. It didn't, like, it ended up not being relevant anyways because I never had the opportunity to cast my Burning Wish, but yeah. If I'm keeping this, it's on the strength of Veil of Summer. But the rest of this hand, no, I'm going to mulligan. Okay, and I'm going to keep this. And bottom, Ideas Unbound. And then probably just have my whole hand stripped in on my opponent's next turn. So I think I will cast Ponder here off of Underground Sea. Dark Ritual. Okay, I'm going to put Dark Ritual and then Delta here. So I'm going to draw the Delta and then if I still have Doomsday, I can cast it next turn. And if not, then like having the Dark Ritual is not the worst thing. They kept 7 though, so I feel like it's an impossibility that I'm not getting discarded on turn 1. No Ephemerate though this turn, so that's something. And they stacked it wrong. What if I had Surgical? Well, at least I have a lot of lands here, so draw the Dark Ritual here. I'm just gonna fetch or play Bloodstained Mire here, and I'm probably gonna fetch Undercity Sewers at EOT. Right, let's see if they also are like Dark Ritual Oppo Agent for the full blowout here. Let's I didn't board in empty the Warrens, did I? No. Let's bottom this. Draw one anyway. Alright, consider. I'll take a Ponder. And I will fetch Trop, probably? There's another pause here. I wonder if they have Surgical and they're just waiting. Yeah. How much mana will I have next turn? So 3, 4, 6. So I could Burning Wish next turn and make 8 goblins, and that's probably not going to be good enough. I feel like they were just about ready to Surgical Extract me, and if I leave Burning Wish on top, then they're going to get to do that, and I'll lose my Burning Wish. But if I put Burning Wish in my hand and then they like discard me, I think I'm going to put Burning Wish in my hand. They didn't discard me last turn. Feel like, okay, what's this? It's just Surveil Land, probably, yeah. I feel like what I would most like to happen is for them to Surgical Extract my Doomsday on my next upkeep. Stony Silence. Okay. I mean, that's a problem, but not as big of a problem as I guess it could have been. Like my hand could have been relying on more artifacts than one. Let's cast Ponder here. So I think we take Duress right now. Okay. Mind Break Trap and Pest Control. Both cards I really need for them not to have. Yeah, well, that's a beating. I suppose I take the Mind Break Trap, and then we could, like, next turn we could go for a little itty bitty whatchamacallit, Galvanic Relay. But I mean, all of our artifacts are turned off. I could also wait, like draw the LED. I think I am going to wait. It's a gamble because they could also like rip a discard spell or a reanimation spell for the grief. Um, yeah, this feels kind of rough. That was the Bowmasters. Wait, what am I even doing? I could have also just cast Burning Wish for Doomsday. Ugh, it doesn't feel like I am super on top of things here. Stoneforge Mystic, yeah. I mean, now that's gonna be one turn faster than it would also otherwise have been. There's Cauldra. So what's my hope here? I could Burning Wish for Massacre right now. They can't ephemerate to protect, or I guess they couldn't have done that anyways, because that sort of blinks in and out. Um, so we can like lose our hand and draw or cast what do you call it? Galvanic Relay for 5. But then like we're facing down a Cauldron Complete. All of our artifacts are sort of not functioning right now. I think I actually am just gonna massacre the board here. Doesn't feel great to lose my Burning Wish. Where is it? So basically we have to hope to draw another Massacre, or sorry, another Burning Wish or another Doomsday. I think Doomsday is best, but there are only 2 left, or 3 Burning Wish. They put Troll in the graveyard. That's Edge. I think I just pass. Tempting as it may be to cycle it. They cycle the pest control here? Okay. I mean, that gives us the Burning Wish. I guess right now, like, if I just draw Doomsday or Burning Wish for Doomsday, No, I don't have the win because of the Stony Silence. Veil of Summer. Okay, I'll take a Veil. Interesting game. So their hand is Ephemerate, Cauldron Complete, and 4 unknowns. I think I Thoughtseize now. Yeah. Quad Ephemerates? That's sick. I guess, I don't have anything they can really plow. I guess I'll take the Cauldra, though. Okay, that's a bit of a silly hand. Here's some white mana. Cycle another pest control, sure. Scrubland. That was the draw. Okay. Well, I mean, that Stony Silence is certainly annoying, but other than that, I guess let's just pass. I wonder how many pest controls are left. Another land. Glad I took that Cauldra, eh? Another land is not the worst, but also not terribly exciting. Do they have more surveillance? Nope. So they're just thinning. Thoughtseize. Okay. I will cast Veil of Summer. Oh, and we found Doomsday. It's excellent. I think that just wins. Because we know their hand. They can plow. But, so we need to empty the deck, pretty much. We should be able to do that. So let's just see here. We will have 4 open lands, and 1 is a Bloodstained Mire. We can cycle into, yeah. Let's just walk through it. So we make the pile. Did I board out any cyclers? No. Okay, so we cycle into 3 remaining cyclers, and then Thassa, and then a land that we can then fetch. We'll be at 6, 4, 2, 1. We'll be at 1 life. We could also replace something with a Consider to save a life, or a couple of life. Alright, yeah, maybe let's do that. It won't matter, but why not? Okay, so Edge, Thassa, Underground Sea to fetch out, Consider, and Street Wraith. So we cycle Edge into Edge, edge into consider away the Street Wraith, draw the Thassa, fetch the Underground Sea. Let's do it. Wow, that Massacre really came up trumps. Cast the Consider. Put Street Wraith into the graveyard. And then let's just fetch. No need to showboat. There we go. Alright, cool. So, there will be a game 3 here. Let's hope we can get a bit lucky. Maybe I want the Boseiju. They are a Wasteland deck, and they have also shown us Stony Silence. I'm going to take out Duress here. Having discard against them is certainly not useless at all, but on the draw, it's a little bit worse. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe that was wrong. Like the Mindbreak Trap they showed us, discard is pretty good for that. But we still have 3 discard spells, and we can Burning Wish for a 4/4 if we wanted to. Okay, we get an unkeepable hand here, so we have to mulligan this. But let's just see what the opponent does. Opponent kept 7. Let's mulligan. Okay, we'll keep this. We can bottom a Street Wraith. Kind of hoping that why wouldn't you also? Why wouldn't they have turn 1 Grief? Would be my first question, of course. But yeah, no. Maybe what they saw in game 2 makes them down prioritize pest control a little bit. Also, what do you take here with your grief? Do you take the Ponder or the Dark Ritual? Take the Thoughtseize, okay. Maybe that means they have a Mindbreak Trap. That would be my guess. Or a Reanimate, maybe? I don't know. Burning Wish. I think I Undercity Sewers here. And put Street Wraith into the graveyard. I hope they Exhume here. Just kidding, no one plays Exhume. No Wasteland, which is nice, but I'm expecting something nasty to be thrown at me. Is this Bowmasters or Animate Dead? Just... Okay, I guess fetch so that they can Ephemerate. Well, I'm left with not a lot. They are left with also not a lot, but with a 2/3. So wait, they cast the Ephemerate, right? How does that work? Just to be sure. If you cast a spell from your hand, exile it at the beginning of your next upkeep. You may cast it. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I think I might as well cast Burning Wish right now. And get Massacre, because they're going to take my Burning Wish anyways next turn with their grief, and this leaves them just without a grief, basically. I think I'll take the blue. I'm not at all sure this is a winning line, because they can just, like, if they have another animation spell, and this was my business spell right now, that could have gotten me a Doomsday or whatever, but yep, here we are. Now the Ephemerate doesn't have a target next turn. Okay, so they get to do a thing. Good for them. So they get to ping me an extra time and have a 2/2 instead of a 1/1. And I probably can't beat this Bowmasters. Maybe if I draw exactly Doomsday right now. I don't. I am gonna cast Consider here. Let's put this into the graveyard. Veil of Summer. Alright. So 1, 2, 3, 5. I think I will play out the Petal here to have Veil up. So I take 4. God damn it. It's big because of the... Yeah. So I'm at 12. So theoretically I could Doomsday and just, I guess not anymore. Okay, I think that just does it. So what do we call this? Scam Blade? Didn't really matter, so next turn I'm taking 9. I'll be at 3. How do I win from there? I don't know, I'm gonna pass. There's a world where I like draw Brainstorm and then I can Veil of Summer the Bowmaster triggers, and then something happens, but probably not. Yep, here comes Cauldra. Okay, last draw, and it was nothing. Alright, GG's opponent. So, alright, so a 2-3 record, kind of disappointing. I feel like there were times when the deck felt like it was on a roll, and there were times where it felt pretty awkward. Sometimes you are just sort of a subpar the Epic Storm deck that has like Doomsdays in it. That's kind of what it feels like. But then sometimes the Doomsday package is really sort of worth it. And I don't know. I didn't feel like I got to play a lot of Storm games, to be honest, in this league. Much more in the previous league I played. And when we did, like versus the Delver player, it was pretty cool. We got to beat them with Empty the Warrens. I don't like that. Like Tendrils of Agony feels almost like an afterthought here. It feels like it's tacked on, but it doesn't really functionally work. Like you can't Doomsday pass and then win with Tendrils. Like almost never. It requires, I think, too much. I've said that's probably someone's going to point out how, in all the ways you can do it, but it just feels like it's not that reliable a plan. And just like a lot of the times, it kind of feels like a bummer that you like you can you can draw a Burning Wish and have like a couple of LEDs in hand, and then you're not going for a winning line, like a line that wins right now. Maybe something like Peer into the Abyss can do that. Maybe that needs to be in the sideboard. I don't know. I didn't feel like there was any time when like the Time Spiral also was even a consideration. So yeah, I don't know. Like I wouldn't. I'm not gonna judge the deck on this league alone. And I don't think you should either. But it is. I did end up with some questions, not least of which is the question about the mana base, because I feel like, right, like it just feels too. It feels too greedy. So a few questions I would close on would be, A, do you agree with that? Should we be playing one or two basics? And if yes, how do we get to play basics when also wanting to play 4 colors? Um, I don't think it's completely unreasonable to. Yeah, the thing is, the old like Ant mana base that I was used to playing had 2 Underground Sea, and then somewhere like 3 or 4 other duels, like one volcanic, one badlands, one of each of the red and the green duels was not unheard of, but probably was more common to have only 3 off-color duels and then like two basics. The thing is, I don't think you can play this deck. I don't think you can play Doomsday without having Cavern of Souls. That might be incorrect. It might be like a cowardly way to think of things, but I just think that if you ever in this deck play like cast Doomsday and then this intend on passing the turn against the blue deck, that's not where I want to be without Cavern of Souls, because basically, yeah, okay, your Doomsday resolved, they couldn't beat it in a counter war. But then you pass the turn and like they cast two ponders with a fetch land shuffle in between. Do you think they're not gonna be likely to find like a force or a daze or something that might end up mattering? So I just I think you need the cavern. And I also think like because it's Doomsday, you probably at least need 3 underground seas. I've gone with 2 underground seas and 1 undercity sewers, but I think you I don't think we can cut one of these 3 lands. I think it's just gonna be they're gonna be too often a time where you want to cast Doomsday and pass, and where having like your 3 black lands be like Bayou Badlands Underground Sea is not gonna cut it. Like when you need to resolve a blue spell, because then like I don't know, then you lose to a wasteland if you have to put in Cavern of Souls and they wasteland your Underground Sea. So now you have to compensate for that by putting in like another petal or a fetch land plus, and then it tax on turns, tax on draws needed and stuff like that. So I don't know. Maybe that's an incorrect way of looking at it because this is a quad LED deck. So maybe I just need to be more brave and like try and resolve ideas unbound. But then you run into the same problem. Like the whole point of having Cavern of Souls post Doomsday is because you don't want to put spells on the stack that can get interacted with. And it's all well and good drawing Thassa and Cavern and a petal, but if you drew those by casting Ideas Unbound, then they just have to aim a Red Blast or a Force at your Ideas Unbound. So, I don't know. Let me know what you think. I am super curious to see what people think about this way of approaching Doomsday. Stu, thanks so much for sending me the list and for talking about it. And yeah, I'll be back with some more Legacy. Bye bye.